Good morning. How is everyone doing on this lovely Thursday? Ooh, Dizzle. Y'all probably hear some loud trucks in my background. I think they like cleaning the streets or something weird. I don't know. There's some loud trucks. Sorry, that was my other device. All right. So let's get started here in just a moment. Stud Studios, good morning. How are you, baby? Good morning, Angie. Hey, Calm and Collective. Shanta, good morning. Hey, Rosalind. There y'all go. Don't all speak at once. I love it. How are you guys doing? Hey, babe. Um, check. Good morning. Good morning. That one. Good morning, honey. How is everyone doing? So, I do have a topic today that I think is applicable to us all. So I was like, you know what? Let me jump on live, right? Because I don't go live if I don't have nothing to talk about. So, hey, Ronithia, good morning. Happy Thursday. Angie says she is doing okay. That's great. So yeah, first of all, I want to apologize again, y'all, if y'all can hear the background. The kids here in Germany get out early on Thursdays, and so child, the buses just dropped all these kids off, and my window just happens to be like on the back side of the bus stop. So if it's rowdy, I hope y'all can't hear it because they so loud to me. But obviously I'm right here. But hopefully they'll all go home really soon and it won't be so loud in the background. Hey Robin, welcome in, baby. Good morning, Hazel. Gotta go. People get hurt when I stay. Oh, type it in the chat and then I'm going to paint it on the screen because this is what our topic will be about um for today, because I know people come in and out of the live stream while the live is going on, and then they're trying to figure out what's going on or what we are talking about. So I am going to type the question I want to pose because this is the foundation of the live that I am doing. But to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, the question is, how do you know when you should detach from someone who is intentionally doing evil deeds towards others with no remorse, but, and it's a big but, not necessarily to you? Shanta says, y'all kids are getting out, ours are going in. I know it's 2:30 over here, girl. I done been to 3 appointments because I told y'all baby girl not feeling well. So she finally saw the doctor this morning. Then my other daughter has braces, so she had an ortho appointment. And like, child, I've been mommy dutying. Do you hear me? I literally just sat down since I got up this morning. So once I got home, I started dinner. My husband was like, I'm on the way home. I'm like, perfect, so I can go ahead and do my live because my baby girl is so dramatic, y'all. Like when I did my live yesterday, we was all sitting here laughing last night because apparently she was texting my husband at work, like, please, I'm sick, help me, I don't feel good, and like recording herself looking pitiful and all that. And then when we asked her, like, why you ain't just, tell mommy if you didn't feel well, she started laughing because she's a daddy's girl. She didn't want mommy, she wanted daddy. And so he all at work writing her back, like, what's wrong? Thinking, like, where's your mom? She's like, oh, mommy's on a live stream. I'm like, oh, thanks, girl, making me sound like mom of the year. But anyway, and she had two teenage sisters. Like, imagine that. So, girl, be your own kids, but whatever. I don't hear them. It's fine. Oh, great, Angie. I'm glad because child, they is loud. Hey, Nina. Welcome in, baby. Good morning, Paula. A Stokes says stopping in to say hello. We'll catch the replay. Okay, baby. Have a great Thursday. Hey, Queen Hudson, welcome in, baby. Feel better soon, baby girl. You know what? I'm very grateful that it wasn't because her cough sounds terrible. But she doesn't have pneumonia. She doesn't have strep, and he did swab her for flu. But he said it doesn't seem like she has the flu. So I'm hoping she just has a very bad cold, which I would be very grateful for because she sounds horrible. um, so I would be very grateful if you know, it's not anything serious. But anyway, okay, let me finish typing this question and then I'll be trying to multitask, but now it's taking me longer to type it. Um, so anyway, so that's been my morning. So it is now 2:30. So I can finally breathe. I got dinner going. Hubby's home. So, he on daddy duty now because mommy is tapping out. Just saying. And the live should definitely not be 4 hours today, y'all. But I did enjoy y'all all 4 of those hours on yesterday. So thank y'all for kicking it with me on yesterday. Hey, Queen Unique. Good morning, honey. Checking in before class. Okay, honey. What class? You in college? That's what's up. Hope your daughter feels better. Thank you so much to all of you that says that you hope she feels better. She'll be fine, y'all. She a trooper. And I told y'all before, like, even y'all know I'm very big on like vitamins and um natural herbs and remedies and all of that. And don't get me wrong, I will definitely take some medication if I need to. But listen, honey, and that's probably why he couldn't find nothing, because mommy been doping her up, honey. Mommy been doping her up all week to make sure that it doesn't become anything serious. So I'm sure she'll be okay. Tomorrow they're out anyway, because we get what they call a family day, and then Monday is the holiday. So that gives her a few extra days to regroup, and then she and I will be back to regular scheduled programs on next week. Media design technology student. I do airways for real. Okay, period. That's what's up. Okay, so anyway. Oh, I thought I had pinned the question. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so this is what we're going to be talking about in the live, right? And it says, how do you know when you should detach from someone who is intentionally doing evil deeds? I knew I was going to mess it up, girl. I got two S's, but whatever. Towards others with no remorse, but not necessarily to you, right? And so I posed this question, um, obviously, because we've seen it across all platforms on social media, right? I can name a couple examples just based on some of the content I have shared here recently, right? One of the most horrific stories I've recently shared was the Rizzy story, for instance, right? Rizzy, just a quick rundown. Rizzy was on TikTok involved with messy talk, and they figured out that she was vulnerable with a lot of mental health issues and that they could exploit her for large amounts of money. Then she did something someone didn't like. It became Mad Day. She got doxxed. All her personal information got put out. Her trauma was put out and laughed at. They were calling her a liar, as it pertains to, her abuse claims, that were done to her and all of that. And ultimately she took her life, right? And so then after she took her life, of course, social media is up in arms, right? Like, oh my God, who are these people? Why would someone, do this or encourage someone to take their life or push them to a point of taking their life, right? And so you were getting people like God, I can't remember her name. I can't believe I forgot her name. But she was like the main one, that was basically like, I don't feel bad at all. She did what she wanted to do. Like, basically like, oh well, she took her life, that don't got nothing to do with me type deal, right? Good morning, A Stokes, baby. So anyway, people were very insensitive. Like the ones that were involved, I ain't gonna say all of them, but a good majority of them were very insensitive. And then there was one social media, a TikToker is what I'll call her, who had also actively participated on a panel that was disparaging Rizzy, right? And then when Rizzy passed away, she turned on those people and acted like she was a spokesperson or an advocate for Rizzy when she too actively involved herself with making Rizzy feel how she felt, right? And so that is why I am posing this question, because on social media, unfortunately, it has become the new normal to come online and push and push and push and go too far and go beyond hell, simply because two people can't agree. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is the most asinine, craziest shit I have ever heard in my life, right? But then there are those of us, right, who will support that and or be connected to people like this in our real life, and we'll say things like, well, they ain't never done like nothing like that to me, or oh well, we locked in, they would never do nothing like that to me. And I feel like if we are honest with ourselves, right, with everything that we have seen play out here recently, clearly that is not the case, right? Like, there's literally a no place of like at this point, your own blood relatives don't even matter with the way this social media thing is set up, right? And again, we've seen all of these actions play out across all platforms, right? I don't want to call this lady Dusty Dime because I don't, but honestly, I don't know her real name, right? But 2K refers to her as Dusty Dime, right? I remember, I think it was sometime last year or maybe the year before, I had did a video on her. I had no idea who she was, right? And I came across this live stream and she was on live cussing out her kids, right? Then I see, because you know how the algorithm works, you watch one video, they're going to show you other videos related to that video. If you stay and watch it, engage, like it, or watch a good majority of it, they're going to show you more content like that, right? So I keep scrolling, boom, I find the video that she was cussing her kids out about. And basically her two children was like exposing her, cussing her out, talking about how much of a terrible mom she was, and blah blah blah. So when I say stuff like being related don't even matter at this point, that's another example of that, right? And I'm sure a lot of y'all in the chat can think of several other examples. um as a content creator, um you got to kind of be careful when you are presenting things, because people automatically think everything is about them, and people um like to find reasons to be offended, right? So in my live streams, if I can, I try to use other applicable examples, because contrary to what people believe and think, it's a big world, right? And just because we see terrible and disgusting behavior here on YouTube, it also happens on other platforms, and there are also multiple examples of the same behavior. And I think the bigger picture here is that it's happening so frequently here on YouTube because it is being displayed also on other platforms, right? Because again, it's becoming the new norm, right? Oh, this person came on here and disparaged their best friend or their lover or their husband or their mom, or someone who's supposed to mean a lot to them in their real life, all for views, money, likes, popularity, or whatever, right? And it's sad because it's come down to, we just live in a world that is very opportunistic, right? People are so thirsty um to be a quote unquote content creator, because in a lot of people's minds, all you have to do is start a platform, put a name on it, make it cute or whatever, and you're a content creator, right? And I'm so sad to inform you that that is not the case. Now, there are cases, right, where someone did literally just come on here, being who they are, went viral, and struck luck, and people love them for who they are, right? Latrice Allen, I brought her up yesterday. She's one of those, right? She's naturally funny. She's also naturally blunt and very down to earth, and very, she's very relatable in a lot of ways, and she don't give a damn, right? But that works for her and her brand. And so then you have other people, right? Like those of us that socialize here together or whatever, regular people. I'm not saying Latrice is not regular, but no shade, she has, built a name for herself on social media, right? And so other people who may not have that, right, and may not have anything spectacular going on in their life, right? Like, not that people gonna watch and it's gonna go viral, or whatever. Like, my life would not go viral. No shade. Like it's very, very much the typical family of five, husband and wife, you know, mom, wife, father, husband duties, right? That's not going to go viral. We ain't got no extra weird shit going on, right? But you have people who do have very complex dynamics that could potentially go viral. But the thing that is so disheartening, right, is that people who are lazy and think that because this is what am I trying to say? It's so much I want to say, and I'm kind of overwhelming myself. Like we live in a world, right, where it's the norm to figure out a way to finesse, right? And so social media allows a lot of people to come on here and basically finesse. You finesse your supporters, you finesse your followers, you finesse people who look up to you or whatever because you can tell people anything, right? You can put on any character you want. You can live in Uganda and people will believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like I gave the example to you guys yesterday, like how there are certain content creators that you have never actually seen on camera. Yeah, you might have seen a recorded short or, something that is allegedly them, right? But you don't know for sure if that's them because you have not actually seen them on an actual live stream with that face, right? And so, and not saying that that's not them. But what I'm saying is we can blindly follow people when it comes to social media, right? And social media overall sells us a dream, right? And so many of us love the idea of waking up and being able to make money and or making money in our sleep. So it is very appealing to a lot of people like, oh, this is a regular person who blew up or went viral by doing this disparaging behavior and people watch it, right? That's why you have people like Peach McIntyre come out here and says the most disgusting, disrespectful things that she can say because she loves that it creates a lot of controversy around her name. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you question, does this person really feel like this or is she so gone with her online image that she knows that this is what it takes? Because even if people don't like her, they're going to watch her to see what the next outrageous thing is that she's going to say, right? And so unfortunately, with as large of a following that Peach McIntyre has, whether that's actual followers or people that are watching her so that they can, be like, oh my God, like it's a rage bait thing. Unfortunately, you have day-to-day people that may be connected to you. That's my girl, that's my homie. Oh, I'm a day one. Oh, I love her. She would never do it to me, right? Who watch people behave online like Peach McIntyre. What's the other one? Oh, I can't remember. I can name a few, but of course I just drew a blank. But let's just use Peach McIntyre, right? They will come on here and they watch people display distasteful and disgusting behavior online, and it worked for them. She's viral for being a disgusting, low down, nasty, uh, any other negative word that you could put there person, and she's making lots and lots of money, thousands of dollars a month with 9 children and a man that cheats on her constantly. Like she's literally the picture of what you do not want to be in life, but it works for her and she's created it and made it a brand, right? And so then you have people that come on social media, right? Regular smegular people that should have their ass at work or taking care of their child or taking care of their husbands or whatever, right? Basically taking care of your home, whatever that dynamic is, right? Or just being realistic with what your life aligns with, right? Because you very well could be a successful content creator in the social media space on whatever platform you exist on without being disgusting, right? There are so many other ways that you could be successful online without coming on here and intentionally being harmful or disgusting to others or strangers or people you know or your family or whatever, right? But it's become the norm on social media. And because people that do that, i.e., freaking Peach McIntyre, the other one, I can't think of her name, but she be on here fighting with her dude, shaving off one side of her head, recording that the man tore up her house and then saying, I don't care, I'm not leaving him. That's my man. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it gets attention. Right. And so you have people that come on here and they look at that all the time and it works for them. So then they think, oh, she shitted on her husband. Oh, her husband cheated on her and she recorded and laughed about it. Oh, he beat her ass and she recorded it and put it online and it went viral. Oh, okay. Well, let me backstab somebody I know and see if it goes viral. And even if it doesn't go viral, let's see if it gets me views. Does it get me attention? Like if I do this low down dirty shit to somebody that's I'm supposed to have love for or trust for, like um will it work for me? Can I profit from it? Because then that means I don't have to get my ass up and actually go to work, right? It's a blessing. Like, and the crazy part about this, right, I wish people understood, social media is very unpredictable. Your checks are never the same. Some months are better than others, some months are lower than others. Like it fluctuates. Even the people who would consider themselves successful content creators in this space, the check is still never going to be the same, right? You're going to have some months that outperform others. And then there's also things like in certain like election years or when the NFL plays and stuff, like there are certain times of the year where the ads increase. And if you perform well, your check is higher. Like there's so many factors that play into, yes, E Kane, thank you, Golden Girl. There's so many factors that play into content creation and how much you get paid, right? So anybody with a brain, right? I don't care how successful you think you are on here, right? You definitely would not want to rely on this as one source of income. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it should be a stream of income for you while you also have like solidified income or guaranteed income in your real life. Because I think if people understood that concept, you wouldn't see some of the behavior and the outrageous, distasteful things that we witness on here at this point on a regular if people were not so dependent and reliable on this app or TikTok or whatever app it is that they are performing on. Right. So let me catch up on the comments because I kind of went off on a tangent. I do apologize. I don't want to ignore anyone that has come in. Let me catch up. Hold on, I gotta filter all messages. I don't know why they always put it on top messages. Just so y'all know, YouTube is notorious for filtering the chat for top messages. So make sure you hit the button at the top. I think it's like three dots or the little settings button. It looks like a settings button, and make sure you put it on all messages so you don't think that someone has blocked you because you can't see their comment or something like that. Because for some reason, YouTube has started making it automatically top messages. Even if you click off the chat or don't watch the chat for a while, it'll switch back to top messages and you may not see, you know what I'm saying, all of the messages. So just a heads up. So hey Nina, if I didn't speak to you earlier, let me see who else came in. Good morning, A Stokes. That one says, I am working, but definitely listening. And good morning to everyone. Good morning, honey. Get that money. Period. Hey, Miss Judy. Good morning. Miss Parker. Good morning. Sharon Walker. Good morning. Queen Hudson says, I can't rock with evil. My spirit won't let me, and I will remove myself unannounced gracefully. Do you hear me, honey? You better. Miss Lisa Smith. Good morning, honey. How are you? A lot of people are just like her. Absolutely, Lisa. Oh, I can't wait to get into this topic. Hey, love Christy, honey. Welcome in. Good morning. Let me see. Sabrina. Good morning, honey. Happy Thursday. Who else? Hey, Open Book. Good morning. People do anything for social media check. Absolutely. And it's sad. Good morning, Miss Foxy. Miss Foxy uploaded some shorts, y'all. Go check them out. So we was missing her. Like, girl, where the shorts at? Hazel says, I used to love E. Kane down, but her and Chris has become way too much and she's a known colorist. Yes, Hazel. And you know what's the thing that bothers me about E. Kane specifically is that she does it in front of the children. I think it's very scary because I grew up in a home where there was abuse and stuff in a portion of my life, right? And that is very scary for a child. Very scary for a child to see two grown people fighting or destroying property or breaking things. And like that is very scary and traumatic for a child. And the fact that she does it on purpose to exploit um, um, her family, her life, and all that just for a few dollars, like is very disturbing. Especially considering everybody's talking about TikTok is not even paying like that anymore. So it's not even worth the trauma that she's creating that is going to last a lifetime in her children. And she thinks it's funny. Lisa Smith says it's the condone behavior for me. I can't. Absolutely, Lisa. I'm not even gonna lie, it's despicable. And it's very hard to watch and or hear about, to be honest. Good morning, Hot Wings. Let me get these jewels you're about to drop. Okay, girl, because you know I got some, girl. Get your pouch ready, girl. I'm about to drop them. Hazel says, oh my God, yes. Mommies be crying and it'd be so heartbreaking to watch. Yes. Lisa says, I've been doing skincare videos, Dollar Tree hauls, shorts on YouTube. I'm proud of me. Okay, Miss Lisa. Y'all check out Miss Lisa. Y'all see her in the chat. Go check out her shorts. Support, support, support. Love Chrissy says, very disturbing. Yes, honey, it is. Okay. So again, for those of you that are just coming in, I do have the question on the screen and you can answer in the chat if you want, or you don't have to, but I really just want you to think about it. You know what I'm saying? How do you know when you should detach from someone who is connected to you for real in real life, whether that's a friend, associate, your blood, whatever, right? Who is intentionally doing evil deeds and you are aware of them and it's being done towards other with zero remorse, but not necessarily to you. You know what I'm saying? How do you know when you should detach? Or is it even a question, right? And I know this is a deep question, but if you're asking yourself this question at all, it already shows that you have strong moral awareness, right? Because detachment becomes necessary when the values are fundamentally incompatible, right? Now, when I say values, values are not opinions, okay? So let's not get those confused. Values are basically the rules that you as a person use when no one is watching. That's what a value is, right? So when someone repeatedly harms others by choice, right? Or lacks remorse or empathy, like intentionally, like y'all know, like when y'all listen to, or maybe y'all haven't, right? I told you I love true crime, right? And so, in a lot of those true crime documentaries and things like that, when they really dig deep and they tell you, like, they break down the psychology of a serial killer or someone that harmed someone or really mutilated someone. Like, some people don't just murder, they like cut the body up and do all this crazy stuff, right? And when it comes down to it, like, it comes down to little things like what I just said. Like, they ultimately had like a lack of remorse or empathy, right? Or it would be things like, oh well, as a child they used to kill rabbits, or they used to kill dogs, or you know what I'm saying, like they would do disturbing behavior and find it funny, right? um People like that also prioritize power, ego, you know, or gain, some type of gain over human impact, right? So they justify cruelty as necessary, or the favorite word is that person deserved it, right? Or that's not my problem when it comes to other people suffering, right? That's why so many people were outraged when Peach McIntyre recently was very disrespectful to a woman that had cancer, that was asking her for help or asking her for prayer or something like that. And she got real disrespectful, right? That's not my problem. I don't give a fuck, da, 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 right? As if you can't wake up with cancer yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's crazy because you're not witnessing a phase or a flaw. Like, you're actually seeing their operating system, like how they operate, right? And so people often say, like, when they're connected to people like that, right? Well, they've never done nothing to me, right? But values determine who someone will eventually harm and what they'll excuse and what they'll expect you to tolerate over time, right? So if their values allows them to harm people intentionally, and just because, well, they never did it to me, right? And yours, like, say your values don't align like that, right? Yours require a conscious, right? Oh my God, sorry, I just lost my whole train of thought. That's why I got to stop looking at the chat. All right, let me just read the comments and then I'll go back. Hopefully my thoughts will come back. I've been doing skincare. Okay, I read that one. You're welcome, Miss Foxy. Queen Unique says, "Good morning, everybody. I'm waiting in the freaking book room line, and it just don't make no sense." Oh no, 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 no. Hazel says, "Then what? Minx had an allergic reaction to shellfish. His lips swelled up so bad. Instead of her getting out of there, she says she going to finish her food. Oh my God! See what I'm saying? Now, if the baby pass out and die, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like people take social media too far. Hey, Queen Fee, baby. Chat some at the bag, just stopping by to catch the replay. Okay, baby. Get that money, honey. Lisa Smith says, "Great live, Ashley. See you still a breath of fresh air to me." Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. You know I love you, girl. Sabrina says, "In the past, I had a conversation at my dorm and it got me in my dorm, sorry, and it got me attacked. When I detach now, it's usually through distance, silence, and no acknowledgement." Seriously. And you know what, Sabrina, I'm the same way. And so many people like that have been connected to me that no longer have access to me because they're blocked. Right. They get very offended by that. And then it's like, oh, she's immature, or oh, she didn't even give me a chance. Da, 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 da. Because here's the way I operate, right, in real life. I will give people multiple chances and I will question and excuse and excuse. And a lot of times I'll be like, no, I'm overthinking, because I'm not gonna lie, naturally I am an overthinker, right? But overthinking has worked for me in so many ways in real life, right? Because when I don't overthink, or I feel like I'm overthinking and then I go against what my gut was telling me, I regret it. Right. So when I have connections that I really truly care about, and things keep getting off at some point, or I keep having to side eye you too many times, or you doing weird shit that don't make sense, or you saying little shit or moving weird, or just things that just do not align. Yes, I do exactly what Sabrina says, through distance, silence, and no acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't get blocked, right? But if I feel like I don't want you to have access to me, period, yes, you're gonna get blocked. You know, and some people have a real problem with that. Like they feel like it's disrespectful, but it's like, well, if you got chance after chance after chance, right? Because I'm a firm believer that grown people know what they're doing, right? People know when they're being shisty. People know when they're discussing you with others. You know what I'm saying? Like if me and you got an issue, and then now your other friend is throwing shots or talking shit, or some information, you know what I'm saying? Like clearly 1 + 1 = 2, right? And that's just an example. Like people are not dumb, you know what I'm saying? And so it sucks because we give and extend a lot of grace to people for too long sometimes, right? Because that's my girl, or that, oh, she would never do this to me, or you know what I'm saying? You start thinking about all the positives and all the reasons that you can come up with, um, for why you shouldn't cut this person off, right? Because you care about them and you want it to be a good thing, right? But it comes a time, right? Like when you have to know when to walk away. And it's the same way like when you're in a romantic relationship, right? Some people stay too long. I saw a TikTok earlier and a lady was like, I think it's the dumbest thing ever for women to stay with a man just because of kids, right? And I was listening to her perspective, and what she said made sense. You know what I'm saying? What she said made sense. And I can see it both ways, right? I can see, I have children. I've been married a very long time. And no, I didn't stay married because of my kids, but I'm just saying, if my husband and I ever got to a point where we wanted to divorce, I can't sit here and lie and say that I wouldn't consider the fact that we have 3 children. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be a weighing factor, right? But she had a very good point in her saying, like, that's a dumb reason to stay in a relationship if it's not working, right? And so that goes for friendships and things too. We will stay in very toxic connections with people we know is no good for us, right? And we'll excuse it. Well, they always been good to me. They always had my back. You know what I'm saying? They always this, they always that. Although you and them both know that what they doing is wrong. It is foul. And although they're not hurting you, it doesn't mean that they won't ever. You know what I'm saying? Because what if the circumstances in their life change, right? What if they meet a better version of you, right? What if they meet another friend that they feel like is a little more loyal than you, or that they like a little more, or maybe that friend goes a little more hard for them than you do? What makes you think that you're not expendable based off of the behavior patterns? If someone can hurt people intentionally and laugh and and do, like, that's the, I just thought about that girl named Heartbreaker in that Rizzy story. Like she laughed about, yeah, I mean, making sick jokes. And then the other lady, I think her name was Kiana, The girl passed away because she hung herself. She posts a video of Spider-Man swinging from the ceiling like a little Spider-Man toy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do people, because there's people who still support both content creators, right? How do you still support that and it does not disturb your spirit? And the answers that you will get is, well, they didn't do it to me. Oh, they wouldn't do that to me. Like, well, they just didn't like Rizzy. Oh, well, them, you don't understand what her and Rizzy went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll make excuses for the behavior and think it can't happen to you. And it's so unfortunate, right? Because we all, at some point, if we admit it, have ended up in some type of unfortunate circumstance because we really thought some shit couldn't happen to us. And then it did. That's why the saying says, never say never. If you are connected to someone, right, and their values allow harm and yours require conscious, closeness creates tension because your measure of right versus wrong doesn't match their measure of win versus loss. Because people who ultimately hurt people intentionally, that's what their measure of values is based on: win versus loss. I'm going to win, you're going to lose. Not a matter of right versus wrong. Like, I don't like this person, and I want, like, I'm pretty sure, and especially y'all that's in this chat, based on this saga shit and all of that, I'm sure there's a content creator or a supporter that you might want to punch in the face, right? That you might not offer a cup of water if they were on fire, if we're going to be honest, right? In your mind. But you also, if you have emotional intelligence and you were to encounter this person, you would know how to move as an adult to keep your freedom, you know what I'm saying, or move along. Basically saying, long story short, you're not going to intentionally, unless something's wrong upstairs, right? You're not going to intentionally try to cause harm to this person's life and then shrug it off, right? And if you are like that, the people connected to you really should have a heart to heart, because that tension that I just spoke about, where their values allow harm and yours require conscience, that tension, it doesn't resolve. It stays right there and it erodes over time. When values clash, you avoid speaking up to keep the relationship intact, or you'll try to explain away the actions that you would typically condemn in someone else. And that's where the hypocrisy of it all comes in, right? Because this my girl, I'm excuse it. Perfect example. Y'all heard me share the story a while back on one of my lives where I had a girlfriend that she had such an upstanding career. And if you didn't know her, you'd be like, dang, she doing the damn thing. Like, she's a boss ass woman, right? But I knew her personally, and she on the phone with me talking about how she done committed food stamp fraud, and how she know how to cheat the system and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I can admit I gave grace. I didn't judge her, you know what I'm saying? But I also didn't report her or nothing like that. But if someone else that I didn't know told me some shit like that, I would have probably side-eyed them. Why? Because I'm biased, because this is my friend. Needless to say, we are no longer friends, and not just solely off of that, but a number of things. Just our values did not align. So over time, just like I said, the corrosion happens. Unless you're a person who chooses not to evolve, right? Or you're a person who likes to sit in denial or delusion, you know what I'm saying? And believe, like, if this woman will tell me that man, my friend called CPS on her own daughter to get her son removed. And I thought she was lying. I was like, you're lying. You didn't do that. She's like, yes, I did. And I was like, why would you do that? And she did all her explaining and all that. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say nothing. Why? Because that's my friend. That's my friend. And then there finally came a time when we had a conversation and I finally did speak up and say, hey, girl, look, I'm telling you that's out of love. And that's the day the friendship ended. Why? Because she didn't want to hear it. She didn't want that type of friend. She wanted a friend that was a yes man, that was going to go along with all her bullshit, no matter who it hurt, no matter what. And I had a very real conversation with her and I told her, you asked me a question and you said, why do bad things happen to you? Or why do you feel like you can't catch a break in life? Because again, on the outside looking in, she winning. They had a big ass house. They made a lot of money a month. She couldn't keep no money, y'all. They was making thousands. Her and her husband had a lot of money. They both had really great careers. Could not keep no money. Why? Because you out here being shisty. And nobody knows because you keep your face clean on the front end. Nobody knows. You're just this overly paid educator. You've been teaching for 20 plus years. You got all the accolades. You got the masters and the doctorates and the this and the that. You got the respect on the front end, but you shisty on the back end to your own blood. So you don't care who you don't care who life you fuck up. You laugh about it. I'm telling y'all, this was my reality. I had a friend like this. And I would so many times I would just say her name and be like, come on. I'm like, why would you do that? Girl, girl, I'm gonna have to pray for you, girl. Like you be doing too much. But in the back of my mind, I'm sitting here questioning, like, wow, like how, and I would ask myself sometimes, how am I attached to this person? But that was my girl. That's my girl. I gotta be loyal to her. You know what I'm saying? I remember we had a conversation and she was telling me her children were like seniors in high school and she had like 6 kids total, but these were her last 2 kids. And this was with her current husband. Her 4 other children were adults by other men and all of that, and she didn't treat them the same. And I noticed the difference in the dynamic because her 2 children that she lived with, she took very good care of, right? I mean, best of the best. They getting paid private school. They getting just, I mean, top notch. But her other 4 children didn't live that type of life. Two of the 4 older were like strung out on drugs and all that, and she wouldn't help them. And I just told you how much money they made a lot of money a month, lots of money. And her father passed and left her a house paid off, lots of money. Blessings on blessings on blessings. And you shiesty to your own children. You shiesty to the system. You cheating the job. I mean, she just cheated every opportunity in life. She did some fucked up shiesty shit. And she had the resources to not do that. But she knew how to do it. She had the power to do it, and she would. So, like I said, and I posed the question, how do you know when you should detach from someone who is intentionally doing evil deeds towards others with no remorse, but not necessarily to you? We be thinking we exempt, y'all. If she'll do this to her kids, what make me think she wouldn't do that shit to me? If she get mad enough, or if I don't move the right way or whatever, and this what be going over a lot of y'all head, because y'all be practicing and exercising blind loyalty, especially motherfuckers you don't even know in real life. And even if you do, like I said, it could be a real best friend in real life, or someone you've grown to love over time, or grown to connect to, or your sister, or your mama, or your brother, or whoever else. And then when it comes to that context, right? Like, say it is a family member, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, I've struggled with this over the years with different family members, like they do some shit that I don't like, or, that I think is immoral, to my beliefs or whatever. And we'll get hung up on titles. Oh, but that's your mama. Oh, but that's your cousin. Oh, but that's your grandma. Oh, but that's your auntie, right? And you have this loyalty based on a title, but the title don't mean shit, baby, if a person is out here hurting other people. Because if they will hurt other people regardless of proximity to them, right, they don't care about a title when they fucking over your life. I just told you my friend called CPS on her daughter and had her grandson removed. Who the hell is volunteering their grandchild to the system? But people do that type of stuff. And then we'll stay attached to them and align with them and say, well, but she ain't never done nothing to me. I love her. I love her down. That's my girl. Because we think we exempt. It can't happen to us. But it's different. It's different. It's different because with me and her, we don't fight like that. We ain't never fell out. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I call her, she answered the phone. She got my back. But you watching her destroy multiple people's lives. And even if it ain't people cheating the system and doing all type of shiesty, underhanded shit, what make you think you won't be a victim at some point? People are creatures of habit, right? And what people show you the most is who they align with and who they are. Easy. That inner conflict is the price of misalignment, y'all. You can understand why someone becomes who they are and still say this isn't a path, that I can walk beside, right? Like, you can understand how they became that person, right? Because we'll make us go, oh, they went through this, or oh, they came from nothing, or oh, what I'm saying, whatever, right? And that may be true. But again, it goes back to, we got to do the work on self, and we got to evolve. That's why we get older, right? We're supposed to age with time. Wisdom is supposed to become a thing that happens over time with age, right? And let's be real, we all got a story. It may not be the same story, but we all came from somewhere that may or may not have been pleasant, right? We've all had different experiences. You could have had a perfect childhood and then experience assault. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have a terrible childhood and then get older and become like a fucking CEO of a company, right? So we all got a story. That doesn't excuse, oh, like, I know this person is behaving foul, you know what I'm saying? But people picked on them as a kid. Oh, but they mama abandoned them. Oh, but they was in foster care. Oh, but they, like, we'll sit here and excuse it. And at the end of the day, the excuses don't matter. And it don't mean it's got to be ill will, or you don't want to be around them or wish them ill or nothing. It's just simply, this is not a path I can walk beside, but I do love you and I wish you well. But we'll rather fake it till we make it, and make try to excuse it and make it make sense in our mind, when we know we can't make it make sense, because it don't make sense. You don't owe access to someone whose values require you to betray your own values. You don't owe people like that access to you. Sometimes it's loyalty to your own conscience. That's why we have it. That's why we're blessed with intuition and consciousness and morality and all that. That's why we're not all the same. And that's why you'll see some people and you'll say, dang, I can't believe somebody would do something like that. Why? Because it's based on your beliefs and your moral code and your conscience, how you grew up. Even if that ain't even a factor, what your beliefs are now. Because yes, how you grew up does matter, but let's be real here. It ain't like people can't turn their life around based off of because come on, we got celebrities that came from nothing, or that came from, horrible past, or that was a convicted felon or whatever, and then blew up. You know what I'm saying? So it can be a factor, but it ain't necessarily a factor in every story. Okay, let me catch up in the comments. Angie says, vibes matter. I can tell when someone moving funny. I'll detach quickly with any warning. Exactly, Angie. And honestly, I still give the benefit of the doubt. I ain't gonna lie. Even when the vibes are off, I'm telling you, I give way too many chances. But that's why once your chances ran out, we're not having a conversation. You're just blocked. It's over. You're done. I love you. I wish you well, but it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just that on that. And people don't like it. People hate that when they get cut off and they try to play like they don't understand. Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Like, she just blocked me. She don't, bitch, you know what happened. You know what happened. You know what you was doing. You know what you was saying. You know how you was moving. There's not really a reason to have a conversation. And to be honest, in situations like that, it'd be pointless to have a conversation anyway, because people are going to lie and they're going to deflect and they're going to go in circles and they're going to try to find some kind of way to make it all a confused mess and gaslight you and shit. I ain't got time for that. Baby, we are too grown to act like we don't know what happened. The only conversation I'm interested in is apology or accountability. Like, hey, you know what? I know I moved weird. I know I did some weird shit or whatever, and I just want to apologize, accept it or not, and that's that. Otherwise, baby, carry on about your life over there in Block City, girl, because no. Sometimes people come in your life for a season. And if the season is up, it's up. Period. And that's whether people moving funny and shisty, or whether they out here hurting people and doing shit and trying to make you believe that they would never do it to you. I don't know why people be thinking that. It's crazy to me. I mean, damn, if somebody will talk about their own family to you or backstab their family or do something like the craziest, like I just told y'all the story. If somebody will call CPS on their daughter, how am I supposed to believe they won't call CPS on me? Do that make sense? It does not. If I go to bat with my day one and try to get her fucked up legally, right? But now you my day one, how the hell am I supposed to believe that you wouldn't get me fucked up in the same way? Like, let's be real here. People don't listen. Man, okay. Words matter. Peach was so wrong. Right, love, Christy. Lisa says she is so damn evil. Andy is. Angie says, you feel me? Okay, you're talking to Lisa. Good morning, Brandy Davis. Good morning, baby. Sorry, Ashley, let me hush. No, you fine, Hot Wings girl. Show world, honey. Sabrina says college was rough. I gave story time on it because it shaped how do girl groups of friends. If I can offer advice for my college years, is to stay away from house parties and weird boys. Shit, this feel like college right here on YouTube. This should be a good trial run right here. This is perfect training for this is perfect training for college, baby. This is perfect right here. You ain't even got to be a content creator. Just be a supporter and watch. Baby, please. It'll teach your ass all you need to know to survive in college with them so-called friendships and connections and all that other shit. Just watch YouTube, baby. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Lisa says, what's crazy she feels because she went through trauma. She gets to be disrespectful to her supporters and strange people. Yeah. You know why? Because it makes her money. It makes her money. People watch it. Even in disgust, they watch it. And that's what she gets paid for, the views. Sabrina says, same. I'm hyper vigilant and an overthinker. Not necessarily a good thing, though. Those are considered to be toxic traits. I guess it depends on how you use them, right, Sabrina? Because if we're all honest, some of us all can be like that, depending on the scenario. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think you have to work through it, you know. And the nice thing is that you are aware that you are that way, right? So I feel like if you feel like those are dominant character traits of yours, when a scenario presents and you feel that way, you should just take a little more extra time to work through it before you react, right? Like one thing I'll do now, perfect example, like with this YouTube shit, right? If I see some shit that's triggering or I'm upset or whatever, I'll sleep on it. I won't go live the same day in most cases. Not saying I never have, but in most cases, I will wait because what I know about myself, and I feel like most people, but I can only speak for me, you could feel mad as hell, want to punch a hole in a wall. Baby, you get you a good night's sleep or a nice ass nap. When you wake up, you may not even remember why you're still mad, or even if you do, it's not the same level. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say consider that since you know that those are character traits of yours. Lisa says distance over disrespect. Exactly. It's very simple. As adults, you know, if I don't like you, I stay away. I ain't got to try to ruin your life and fuck up everything you got because I'm mad or I don't like you or I felt like you betrayed me. Man, please. We all have had connections that we no longer have. That does not mean ruin the person's life. If they not trying to ruin your life or do nothing to your life, like leave them people alone. Like, damn. Like that's crazy. I like that's some weird shit. Like, and the crazy part is you used to hear about shit like this only in like romantic relationships, right? Like that shit with LaTruth and Miss Season heard ass. You know what I'm saying? But it's like to see this shit amongst friends and connections and associates or fucking YouTubers, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It could never be that serious. I want to ruin somebody's life because we're no longer alliances on YouTube. Baby, get the hell on with that. Lisa says, leave people where they at. I'm telling you, drop them on their motherfucking head. Do you hear me? Drop them right on their head. Sabrina says, high school guys are way different than college campus guys. I had way too much freedom on campus, but I'm grateful for that experience. I do it all over again. I've never gone to, like, I didn't do the whole college on campus thing. I told you I got married at 18. March will be 20 years I've been married. I got married 20 years ago, y'all. I was married before I graduated high school. Before I got a diploma, I was married. I got married in March. I got my diploma in May 2006. Crazy. That's why I always tell people, God handpicked my husband. I'm telling you. And my husband be like, stop telling people that. Because I'd be like, you rescued me, right? He's like, stop telling people that. No, for real. I believe that. Come on, how many people get married at 18 and still married? Happily married. Man, please. I can't breathe without that man. You kidding me? Anyway, this live not about that. Lisa says, not everyone deserves access to you. I'm telling you, better wake up. My cutoff game is very strong. Exactly, Queen Hudson. I give chances though. I ain't gonna lie. I give a lot of chances. I really do. And then sometimes even before I cut off, I will pull back. Like maybe we just need some space. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, eventually, like when you start seeing some of the same things happening over and over, and all the signs are there, like you gotta know, like, yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? And it's disappointing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, there are connections that I have that I don't have anymore that I miss. You know what I'm saying? Like I laugh with my girls, like, yo, when me and such, used to talk, we would have laughed about this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it just comes down to being an adult and understanding that just because it feels good don't mean it's good for you. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about on no sexual level. I'm talking about on a friendship level, right? Sometimes we will stay connected and bonded with people, even on a friendship or an acquaintance or an alliance level, because it feels good, right? It's comfortable. Like we vibe, we funny together or whatever. But it goes deeper than that when you start thinking about morality and ways people move and how they see things. Like when you start realizing that y'all see life different, you know what I'm saying? Or I mean, it's just so many things there. Like people invalidating who you are or making you question, you know what I'm saying, your value points and your viewpoints and things like that. Um, you have to move the best way for you. And it's not always easy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and my daughter, I just had to teach her that because um she had to walk away from something and she struggled with it really bad. Like she was very upset about it. But we had another conversation today and she was like, it was so hard to do it. She's like, but I'm so glad I did. And she was explaining why, because as hard as it was, she started thinking about all these other factors that she couldn't see. I saw from the outside looking in, but she didn't see it. So I gave her time to see it for herself. And we had that conversation today where she was saying, you know what, if I had not walked away, then these things would have happened. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is. So Lisa says, peace is the prettiest thing you can wear. Okay. Do you hear me? That and sleep. Because baby, I'm gonna get them Z's, honey. Second Sense says, facts. What I learned is they will treat others bad or blame others and not you, just not yet. Trust your day is coming. Just what I'm trying to tell you. Second Sense, you better tell them you're not exempt, baby. It's just not your day until it happens to you. Exactly, love Chrissy. Sabrina says, very valid question. Wow, making fun of a hanging. Yeah, hot wings. It's in some of my content on Rizzy. Yeah, they posted like a Spider-Man swinging in this like it looked like it was near a ceiling fan or whatever, which is how she passed. And she was like, look at Rizzy, y'all. Like and they laughing on the panel. But that's what I'm saying. The girl has passed away. But because you feel like you gotta protect this alliance and show this woman that you still rock with her or she's still your girl, you sitting on a damn panel laughing at the fact that somebody just passed away by hanging themselves. Now, what happens if that was your damn family member that she was making fun of? Would the alliance still be there? No, which goes back to what I said earlier. We'll connect to people and give them a pass for behavior we typically would not be okay with if someone else was doing it that we didn't care about or that we didn't rock with. It's crazy. And we just excuse the behavior and we'll get defensive, angry. Oh, I rock with, I diss my girl, da 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 da. Yeah, but honey, child, enjoy it while it lasts. That's all I can tell you. Hey, lady love, baby. Happy Thursday. Lisa Smith says, learn to sit back and observe. I'm telling you, you better and take notes, baby, and be very smart about it. Second Sense says, friend from college 26 years ago, I always supported and gave of myself and tried to work with and defend. It was always the other's fault, right? Yep, until it was me. That's the core person. Now I'm trying to tell you. I'm so glad you shared that. Thank you for sharing that second sin. I'm telling you, you don't believe it until it happens. And it's crazy because we have been seeing this happen almost on a daily basis here on YouTube, and people still sleep. Like, baby, you better wake up. You are very much expendable. Like, people just, okay, honey, please. Sabrina says, we are all reflections of each other, from the homeless to the rich. We all have the opportunity to experience loss, gain, happiness, and sadness. People that lack empathy scare the fuck out of me. I'm telling you, Sabrina, especially in this current world, because there's so many crazy things happening. Like, if you don't have an empathetic bone in your body, I'm scared of your ass too, and you need to stay away from me. Or if you support some shit like that, if you can laugh at some sick ass shit that somebody did or excuse it or whatever, baby, please stay the hell away from me. For real. Queen Hudson says that was very evil, making fun of someone hanging. I will stop immediately from watching that content creator. Yep. I hope they get prosecuted. Like, they were saying that the family was looking into, trying to prosecute some of those content creators, not just for that, but just like all of the behavior that led up to it. And it's so crazy because Nosy Neighbors, or Nosy Bystanders was her name, sorry. Nosy Bystanders is a real big content creator on TikTok. And the crazy part is I used to watch her sometimes. I had no idea who she was. Like, I knew her face, but I didn't know her by name until this story. And she was kind of like a gossip TikToker, right? But I had no idea that she was a part of Messy Talk. And she has a very big following. I want to say like 1 million or close to 1 million on TikTok or something like that. And so then when all this happened, she tried to basically discount her role in what happened, when we're looking at clips of her interviewing this girl while she's in a mental facility and talking shit to her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now that the girl took her life, then nobody wants to take accountability. Like, oh, it's not my problem. Oh, it's not my fault. She had other issues going on. When you very much participated and helped laugh at and create her demise. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't understand people who go along with that type of behavior and support that and or align with that. That's my girl, or that's my friend on the app, or whatever, right? Until some bad shit happens, and then nobody wants to take accountability. Well, that ain't my fault. Well, I ain't know. Because that's exactly what Nosy Bystanders did. She came right online, and then it was, well, I didn't know it was that bad. Bitch, it don't matter. You knew she was in a mental institute. Is it a good thing to be in a mental institute? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, ma'am, you're not slow. You got 1 million followers, and you're very well spoken. Don't give me that bullshit that you didn't know that what you was doing was not okay. And that's what grown people do. They'll come on social media and behave like kindergarten children and laugh at the fact that they are intentionally trying to destroy someone's life. That's funny, right? That's cute. That's real funny. Laugh now, cry later. That's a real thing, y'all. It's crazy until it's you. Or it hit y'all, even if it ain't you. What y'all got to understand about karma? Because I keep hearing people throwing karma. Oh, that's somebody's karma. Oh, that's what that person get. And all that, all while supporting somebody that really should get some fucking karma to eat their ass up. For real. The thing about karma, y'all, and I posted this on my wall earlier, it's not man-made. Somebody orchestrating some shit and then saying, I'm going to do this to you, or I'm going to make sure this happens to you, and then it happens. That's not fucking karma. That's not karma. At least not on their behalf. That's you sowing into your damn karma. Y'all be getting it confused. That's not karma. Karma has nothing to do with humans. Because the thing about it is, you can't see what people do in their life behind closed doors. Therefore, you have no control over what karma somebody's going to get, stupid. You think you only get karma for things that you do in front of people? No. You get karma for shit that people can see and can't see, because some people don't have integrity in life on no level. Some people only have integrity in front of people. It's performative, right? But you got to have integrity when ain't nobody looking, when you're the only one in the room, when you got an opportunity that you could take and nobody would know, but it would be wrong. So I don't know why people think that they have some type of power to issue people karma and think that they not going to get their ass smacked with some karma in the worst way. It's crazy. And it goes back to, who do people think that they are? Y'all let this social media stuff go to your head. It take you too far. And that's why I say you got to be careful of the information that you take in when it comes to social media, because that shit will hype you up to think that you can do the same thing. That's why people coming out here trying to murder people and thinking they cover their tracks, because they on here watching other fucking true crime stories and looking it up and chat GPT and shit and Googling shit and watching movies and shit and thinking that they can duplicate. That's why you got copycat killers, right? They see some shit on TV and think they can perfect it the same way and get their ass caught. Nobody has the power, baby, to issue nobody karma. What you are doing is planting seeds into your karma. And that's why you have sayings that say, when you dig one ditch, dig two, baby. You laughing and your ass gonna trip right over into a ditch as well. Point blank and period. Kim's reaction, hey baby. Lisa says walking away isn't weakness. Exactly. Second sense, watch, because people are who they are to the core. Every dog has their day. Do you hear me? Every dog most definitely has their day. Just because people can't see that shit you doing, even if it ain't been brought out, I promise you, karma don't miss nobody. Nobody. Now the minute I see you move while I'm moving out the way, won't catch me slipping. You crazy to them, you soon crazy to me. I'm telling you, you better, I'm telling you, 1 + 1 better equal 2, or your ass gonna find out the hard way. Sabrina says, you know what's crazy? I was in group chats and aligned with something I didn't want to be too close to. And instead of being vocal, I removed myself. I was every name in the book after. Oh, I could believe that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never been interested in stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I hate group chats. I really hate like group threads. I hate when a motherfucker group texts me on my phone. I will remove myself from the group. I swear to God. Like, or I'll individually text the person I want to respond to. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate that. So I could never be a part of something like that. And to be honest with you, as we've all seen here, that's a fucking recipe for disaster. Stay out that shit. You get caught up in some shit you weren't even trying to get caught up in. Hey, Joy is real. Good morning, baby. Happy Thursday. Lisa says, too much damn people pleasing. Absolutely. Know your worth. Hey, Brittany Tyner. Happy Thursday, baby. Hazel says, that's crazy as hell. Love Chrissy says, be loyal to yourself and your standards. Absolutely, Love Chrissy. That's the only way. And it's not a bad thing. Thank you so much, Hot Wings, baby. I love my moderator. Just want y'all to know that. Let me see. Hot Wing says, oh wow, she didn't realize the dark energy that she was putting out was coming to her. Ashley, talk about delusional. I'm telling you, just like those people in that Rizzy story, baby, it's coming back. It's funny now. It's funny now. One of them was like, oh, I don't care. I'm trying to figure out how to get my bank account to save $50,000, or her and girl show her PayPal. I think it was like 40 something thousand, you know, like she didn't care. She didn't give a damn. Hey, Creisha, baby. She did not care. This girl took her life because of things that you have said, and she didn't care. She was like, I'm trying to figure out how to get to 50K. Like, basically, y'all just talking noise. Girl, you'll wake up and your whole fucking account be wiped. Keep playing. I'm telling you, karma is a bitch. Do you hear me? Man, please. Lisa says, you don't need a conversation from somebody who hurt you. I'm telling you, like, I'm cool. Because they're going to just bullshit anyway. I feel like people who are genuine, they'll find a way, you know what I'm saying, to if they really need to get in touch with you, if they really want to make it right. But other than that, girl, please get on with your life. Second sense says, turn the coat on you so fast and for nothing. I was like, damn, wait a minute. What the hell you said I did? I'm trying to figure out the fact because I can't comprehend the lie told. Telling you, girl, like a light switch, girl. You gotta be careful. Let me see. Second sense, I'm like, what you be news hearing and lies on you that you know you ain't said, but I got lined up. Okay. Hey, Roz, welcome in, baby. Happy Thursday. Sabrina says, I give the benefit of the doubt and always get burned in the end. I gotta stand on not giving a fuck now. Oh, I don't blame you, baby. I'm telling you, you want to find peace, baby? Stop giving a fuck. I promise, baby, it's the most peaceful. Like this, a different level. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know we used to play them little video games when we was kids, girl. This the new level. You unlock a new level, girl. When you stop giving a fuck. I'm telling you, girl. Lisa says, I just step away from a 30-year-old relationship with a good friend, but she betrayed. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lisa. That's hard. That's hard. I swear, like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, friendship breakups feel like boyfriend or girlfriend breakups. I kid you not, because you grow to love your friends. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. But it's like, I just like with other relationships, I feel like if they're meant to be, they will rekindle at some point in life. But girl, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I don't be holding my breath for no shit like that ain't never happened before. Like every time, the one or two times that I have been like, you know what, maybe I did get it wrong, or maybe I should still be this person's friend, or maybe I misread them or misunderstood. Every fucking time I reconnected that shit, bitch, I got electrocuted. So no, it's not happening again. Like, fuck out of here. Like, bitch, you should have left that shit alone. Lisa says, I left her alone the same day. Girl, you better. Sabrina says, as the oldest child on both sides, mother and father is always the one to forget. Oh my God, Sabrina. And I'm the oldest too. I could relate to that so much. Oh my gosh. That is so true. Being the oldest. Like, wow. Second sense says, but the truth be told, I can trace the origins of Flawless. I was just too dumb and blind. Loyal, unfortunately. I'm a Leo, but I need to curb my loyalty to those who deserve it only. Yeah, I understand. Love Christy says, once they show you who they are, believe them. You hear me? You better. Hey, Teresa, baby. Happy Thursday. Lisa says, supporting an abuser that she saw put hands on me. Girl, bye. Oh, yeah, baby. Girl, goodbye. In all caps. Okay. Proximity don't matter. Exactly, second scent. Hot Wing says, see, this partially is why I have no friends now, that or people entitled to your time to cry and whine about and whine about things they chose to deal with is drink. I swear, Hot Wing. I'm laughing because that is my sentiments exactly right. And I used to kind of feel the way when people be like, oh, certain people don't have friends. Like, damn, Ashley ain't never got no friends, whatever. Girl, I don't give a fuck. I love it here. Do you understand? That shit come with too much. You start getting friends, bitch. They got expectations. Damn, you gotta buy birthday presents. You gotta buy shit for their kids. You gotta go on fucking vacations and shit. Bitch, I like being at home. Okay. Can you be my home girl from the crib? Like, can we just talk on the phone or text or something like that? Like, I don't want to be obligated to do shit. That's one thing I love about my husband being in the military, girl, because we move so damn much. It's like, oh, girl, sorry, I don't live there no more, girl. You got to text me. Like, girl, I'm social to an extent. Like, this is perfect for me. On YouTube, this is the extent of my being social. Like, no shade. Girl, I don't like that. Because, girl, then people, like, no, they start expecting shit. Like, girl, I'm already married with kids, girl. I ain't got no extra time to give to you. Shit, you know? So I feel you. It's very draining. Like, people got their own shit going on, and I'm the type of friend we ain't even got to talk every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you're just not able to. I mean, there will be times when you do. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, girl, please. I don't want to have to question the friendship because we didn't talk for 3 days, or we didn't talk for a week, or oh, you acting funny. Oh, like, girl, no, girl, life is happening, girl. I worked for 5 days, I slept for 2, and then, like, girl, life just be happening, girl. You're not my man. We're just friends. Like, girl. Love Chrissy says, if it doesn't align with my beliefs or what I'm doing spiritually, I'm going to be able to do it, whoever it is, period. I just wish more people saw that, because I see it so much here on social media. People excuse it and get very defensive about it. And it's like, baby, you better be watching your own back, you know? Second sense says, I hear a lot in this saga, well, because y'all fell out. That don't have nothing to do with me. Okay, just wait your turn. Then you will see. Watch how they treat others, because I believe that too at one time. I'm trying to, don't tell them that, second sense. Don't tell them nothing. Don't tell them nothing. It's just crazy. Like, you've seen all these multiple panels that have happened in the last 5 to 7 business days. People who you never expect to fall out have fallen out. Not only have people fallen out, they have exposed all type of shit. Like they've been showing you how dirty they hands was. We never thought we would see the day of some of the things that we're witnessing here just on YouTube. And again, this is happening across all platforms. Telling you. Hey, Loretta, baby. Good morning. Hey, Rozzy Ozzy. Happy Thursday. Queen Husband says, facts, Ashley Chats. No, it's not different. That spirit is evil. Can't rock with that. Exactly. Good morning, Sugar Pop. I love your name. Sabrina says, yes, always watch how people treat other people, not just you. The character flaw, no matter the mask, will show itself in time. And that's what I'm saying. I'm so glad you said that, Sabrina, because I taught my daughter that I think it was the beginning of last year, but she had became friends with this girl and she used to tell me, Mom, she's really nice to me, but I feel like she's very mean to other people for no reason. Right. And I told her, like, girl, that's a red flag. And you got to watch your back and don't get too close to her, because what are you doing that for one? You know what I'm saying? If they'll do it to you, they'll do it to others. You know what I'm saying? It's just like some of these people on this app will smile and grin in certain people's face and dog the fuck out of them on the back end. That's what we're finding out with all these exposures and shit. That's a very dangerous game. Like shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so corny. Like if you don't like a person, then why the hell even be around them? People I don't associate with. I don't go in their chats. I don't go on their comments. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So why fake it to make it? If it's not somebody you truly support or really truly like, why even be around? And then mad day come and then you find now you like a dumbass. Now nobody trusts you or want to be around you, or you know what I'm saying? Like you could just be who you authentically are. Like just because other people like that person or it's popular to like that person does not mean that you're obligated to also like that person. What do you like? What do you value? Because if we're real, right, we watch and follow and connect and all of that with people for a reason. So if there's not a reason there, even if you don't have a reason that you don't like them or don't, it could be a vibe thing. It could be energy. You know what I'm saying? There's different things. Sometimes certain things or certain people just don't sit well with our spirits, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to fake it to make it because it's the popular thing to do, or this is where the crowd is at, or whatever, right? Because then that's how you end up in fucked up situations, or you find out that people are not who you thought they were, and then now you're disappointed because you find out who they truly are. I don't know how many times you gotta say it when it comes to this app, baby. The truth will always prevail. It's been coming out left and right. I was like, damn, I thought 2025 was the year of exposure. Baby, it ain't got shit on 2026. And we only like 15 days in. I'm like, shit, we still got 360 something more. Like, baby, listen. This how the year going already? Baby, please. Y'all better wake up. Lisa says, God is showing you who people are. I'm telling you, y'all better listen. Hey, Lou in the building, baby. Happy Thursday. Y'all hit the like for me. Thank you, Hot Wings. Love Chrissy says, don't owe anyone anything. I'm telling you, but yourself. And don't get me wrong, right? When I say you owe loyalty to yourself, that does not mean don't be loyal to other people. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you need to make sure that your loyalty is not unreasonable, right? I think loyalty is a beautiful thing, right? I think the perfect example of loyalty is your damn marriage, right? And I can speak for that because I'm married, right? That's, to me, that is the dynamic of loyalty, right? You're going to have some people that you love and that are that you're loyal to, you know, whatever degree you feel is important to you or whatever. And I think that's great and that's beautiful. But I think it should make sense. It should not be unreasonable, right? For instance, if the person is not matching that loyalty, that's a red flag, right? Or if you loyal to a person, but you're seeing behavior patterns that do not align with yours, then you need to recheck your level of loyalty there. I mean, honestly, not even loyalty. You need to check a few things in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? But to be loyal to something that you know is terrible, is doing nasty, disgusting things, you know what I'm saying? And you're having to question your own self over and over again, baby, listen, you need to find the nearest couch and have a seat. Like all shade, for real. Because now it becomes a you problem. Because what is the benefit? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your need to be loyal to something like that? Like the way some of y'all acting, the way I see some people on here acting and hollering about loyalty and loyalty and loyalty, motherfucker, y'all could be loyal to fucking Jeffrey Dahmer at this point. Well, he didn't kill me. He didn't put me in the freezer. That's my dog. Like that's what some of y'all look like on this app for real. Y'all co-signing and standing beside some of the most heinous bullshit and putting a nice bow on it and saying, but that's my girl, that's my day one. I've been rocking since day. Baby, you better rock your ass to the nearest therapist. Cause they gonna rock your shit. It just ain't your turn yet. What be wrong with y'all? Did y'all not watch the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary? He was nice as shit in them bars and was taking people home and cutting their ass up and putting them in the freezer and all type of weird shit. Just crazy. Y'all be doing the most just to feel accepted or just to feel like you a part of something, to be able to say you belong to a group of people or a set of people. Baby, you belong to yourself, honey. That's who you better belong to. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Second Sense says facts. I said at my big age, I'm no longer making excuses for people behavior, man or woman. Oh, that's just how they are. Nah, this just how I am, and that's not effing with you anymore. Period. You better. Telling you. Y'all don't even understand how good it feels, right? When you do see chaos you know, explode or erupt and you're not a part of it. Baby, listen. I want my favorite wine glass. Do you hear me? Give me my favorite Stanley cup. Do you hear me? Extra ice. Okay, because it feels good to not be a part of chaos, because when you use your intuition, your common sense, or just rely on your actual morals and values and stick to them and not overlook them because it's the popular thing to do or because everybody else love this person or this idea or whatever, right? When you stick to standing on your square per se, right? This where I'm standing and I'm not moving. Period. That's when all the chips fall, baby. Guess where you at? You still on your square. Okay, hot wings, baby. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day, baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good feeling when you know that you followed what you knew you should have followed, like you went by your gut versus going by what was the most popular thing to do or what everybody else seemed to be doing. And the craziest thing that I hear so much, especially here on this app, well, I heard this, or these people told me this about this person and all this other corny shit like we in grade school. Only for shit to hit the fan. And what we have witnessed is almost 90% not what the person said or not what the person heard. It's crazy to me. It's unbelievable. Like, oh, well, this is what I heard, or these people was telling me this about this person, or oh, this person said this. And the crazy part is people don't even be paying attention. Those same people that told this person about this or told this always got their name in some shit. That should be a red flag. Baby, listen. All mouths can talk, but all mouths don't tell the truth. And the crazy part is you got to be careful. This is the thing, right? And I live by this. If someone contacts me and goes out of their way to try to tell me about somebody that I have not had a personal interaction with, or you asking me about somebody that I have not had a connection with, or that is not the, like we, man, I'm trying to watch my words with how I'm saying. You got to pay attention, right? When people are presenting information about someone else that you didn't ask for, you have to be careful with stuff like that, because common sense should be, you should start thinking, why are they telling me this? Like, what is the motive here? Or asking you about somebody that you're not aligned with. That's a red flag, y'all. And it's crazy because people will sit there and entertain that shit. You thinking somebody connected to you is in your best interest, but their behavior patterns are not aligned with your more. Would that be something normal for you? Like, do you go around asking people shit about people or warning people about people? That's some weird shit. The only way I would ever go around and warn somebody about somebody is if I really genuinely thought they were in danger, whether that's spiritually or physically. Not on some, oh, watch her, because you know what they say about her. Oh, let me tell you about what she did in the saga, or let me tell, like, baby. But y'all will sit there and listen to that shit and develop biases towards people, all while coddling bad behavior. That's a red flag. Somebody bringing you mess or trying to quote unquote warn some. You can't warn nobody about nobody. I'm a firm believer. If people are who you say that they are, then those people will find out. They don't need your fucking help. They don't need your help. They gonna see it. You know why? Because people are creatures of habit. If that's who they are, they're gonna see it again. Duh. Craziness. Hey the Bevins, welcome in, baby. I know I'm back, I'm far back in the chat, y'all, but I'm coming. Ain't gonna lie, say it's real like Clarissa be doing. Oh, you talking to Christy. Hey, love Christy. If the season is up, it's up. I'm telling you. Sabrina says, but there are no hot football guys I can flirt with in the sock. Oh Lord, girl, listen, you better not be shopping for no men on YouTube. Brandy said, oh, she's talking to Sabrina. Okay. Let me see. Nina says, yes, it will. Actually, the internet will teach you about anything you need to know. It's sad. I'm telling you, if you pay attention. Queen Hudson says, congrats, Ashley. That's a blessing. Oh, thank you. Hot Wing says 20 years law actually snatched that man and did. Well, actually, he snatched me up, but girl, and it's so funny because I said I wasn't getting married. Girl, he was in a rotation. He gets so mad when I say that. I was like, yeah, you was in a rotation until we became exclusive. And then I was like, oh, okay, he might be on to something. But he told me we were dating. He told me he was going in the military, and I got upset because I was like, oh, this nigga finna go. Like, he finna go. You know, like, you think military, at least back then, I thought you going to military, you're going to die. Like, you going to the war, you're going to die. So I was like, no, no, no. And he was like, no, I already signed the paperwork. Like, I'm going. So then I was like, man, this nigga gonna forget about me. I'm like, come on, military travel the world, like it's women everywhere. Like, so I was like, all right, we're gonna see what happened. And so I stayed loyal through his basic, and my husband proposed to me at the end of basic. He sure did for Christmas. He went to basic in October and he finished at Christmas. And when he sent me my Christmas gift, the engagement was included. Yep. I was 17 when he proposed. And he was like, well, when you want to get married? I was like, well, my mom definitely not going to agree to this or sign to it. So, because I'm underage, I was like, so I'll be 18 in February. And so he was like, all right, told me the date. And I rode the freaking Greyhound bus 18 hours to him. I sure did. He paid for my Greyhound bus ticket, baby. And I got on the bus, baby, and went and got married. I missed like a week of school. Sure did. Sabrina says, now that's a flex. Been married for 20 years and didn't have to do it 2 or 3 times. Big flex. Yep. But you know what, Sabrina, I don't even flex it like that. It's a blessing for me, but that's why I don't throw it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's a blessing and it's also very rare. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for it, but I don't use it as a bragging piece or, oh, I'm married and that's why y'all not, that type of shit, because I just think that's so unnecessary. And I feel like that's a great way to lose your blessings, respectfully. So Love Christy says, stuff that happens on this app I've never seen in real life. I'm telling you, I'm serious, Love Christy. It's diabolical. Nina says, I'm doing well. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Brandy says, Ashley, not many. Congratulations on your marriage. I've been married 24 years. Yay, Brandy. Girl, I want to be like you when I grow up. This is my second marriage. It's much better than my first. That is amazing. Hot Wing says, being the middle child, my mom always said that I was a loner. I trip myself out at times how I can cut a motherfucker off without thinking twice if need be, period. That one says, actually, that's a blessing to still be happily married for 20 years because some people can't stay married a week. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. That one, I think we've been able to stay married that long because of emotional control. And I tell anybody, anything in life can work if you want it to work. You know what I'm saying? It can work if you want it to work. Ain't no marriage perfect. Me and my husband still to this day get on each other's nerves. There's some days where he'll be like, "Is you cool? Like, why is you snapping on me?" You know what I'm saying? And my husband, girl, my husband has the patience of Job. I kid you not. And I don't. I don't have the patience for shit. I promise you. And so there's a lot of balance there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a, I don't even want to get into it because I don't want to make this live about that. But all I can say is it's a blessing. And I feel like most marriages can work if you want them to work, but it has to be two willing parties. Like, that's literally the bottom line. Like, if you are committed to being with this person, like this, I love this person and I'm not going nowhere, like, it can work. And I laugh with my husband all the time. I told him, I said, man, there's so many things that I will cut off and walk away from and don't give a fuck. But the one thing in life that I haven't done that to is my marriage. Like, that's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game. So, but thank y'all. I appreciate it. Um, Brandy says, my circle is very small. I have 3 true friends, but I have many associates. Everyone can travel on your journey. Absolutely, Brandy. I really admire that. I admire like having lifelong friends and stuff like that. I don't know what that feels like, but it is what it is. Free Thinking says, Grand Rising, this live is nothing but the truth. Ashley, I just started, so I'm behind, but so far no lies detected. Oh, thank you so much, Free Thinking. Welcome in, baby. That one says, I can never align myself with people that spew hate and evil, disgusting behaviors or beliefs. I'm telling you, it's dang, it don't even feel good. Like, it's an icky feeling, right? And the crazy part is people don't understand you don't need to be a target to be affected, right? Staying close to someone who acts without a conscience, it slowly erodes at your own moral like being, right? Even if it's subtle, because you'll find yourself rationalizing their behavior um that you once knew was wrong, right? Like, at some point you were not connected to this person, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it feels uncomfortable. And then you find yourself rationalizing, you know what I'm saying, their behavior because you know it's wrong, right? And there's a point where staying connected, it sends a message, not outwardly, but inwardly, right? And you got to ask yourself, if someone I respect, right, knew that I was aligned with this person, right? Like, say you and this disgusting ass person was out in public and they were behaving that way, right? Would you feel like you need to explain it? Right? Right? Like, am I staying because it's right? Or is it easier? Because if we're gonna be honest, a lot of us stay connected to connections because it's easier. We don't want to deal with the fallout. We don't want to deal with the confrontation. It's uncomfortable, right? And detachment is literally required when the relationship forces you into a moral silence to keep the peace. If you in some type of connection and you gotta be quiet to keep the peace, but you know that shit wrong, hello, something obviously is wrong. And the crazy part is we don't realize as humans, we adapt to things very quickly, right? So if you stay around someone who lacks empathy, who uses power or manipulation or cruelty, and repeats harmful patterns and behaviors, right? Your nervous system, as well as your standards, begin to adjust to that. It becomes normal for you. And then your body often knows before your mind does. That's why I was saying it gets uncomfortable. You get anxious. You get stressed out. You need to go outside. You need to go smoke. You need to take a shot. All that other shit when you get around shit like that, because your body is sending you all type of signals that this is uncomfortable. It doesn't align with who you are. You got to pay attention to heaviness after conversations. Shout out to Hot Wings when she said earlier in the chat, when she was like, some shit be draining. That's a red flag. Or feeling like you need to quote unquote wash off the interaction. You feel icky. Your spirit ain't right. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? There's tension. Or you feel guilty. Or like you trying to mentally justify what just happened when you knew that shit was wrong. You mentally, especially when you connect to somebody and you find yourself always doing this mental gymnastics after you have an interaction with them. That's a red flag. That discomfort that you're feeling is your values pushing back. Like, hey girl, what is you doing? It's nudging you. I'm telling you, huge red flag. Their behavior will start to feel normal to you, even if you still intellectually disagree, because you keep putting yourself in that environment around those people, still entertaining those connections. How do you think people end up in abusive relationships? They get smacked one time. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'll never do it again. Da 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 da. Justify it. Okay, 5 or 6 months go by. Boom. Now you got punched in your eye. Oh, baby, you made me do it. Oh my God, I just got so upset. Da 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 da. And you stay, and you stay, and you stay, and you stay. Now you getting your ass beat regularly. Same shit with connections like this. It becomes normal. Now you starting to do the shit. Now you think certain shit is funny that you would have never thought was funny before. Your whole moral code is starting to change and adjust because you keep putting yourself around people that's doing that type of shit. It's crazy. Sometimes the role of quote unquote good people in harmful individuals' lives is to soften their image, right? I have to stay like people know they ain't shit. Okay. So they will intentionally want to have certain type of people around them because it softens their image. It provides a cover. I'm not that bad. Look at my friends. I got these people as my friends. Like this goes so deep, y'all. It makes them seem balanced or just simply misunderstood. Now, y'all just don't understand me because if I was that bad, why would this person be my friend? Why would this person rock with me? It softens the image. We got to understand, y'all, detachment is not punishment, it's self respect. If this person never changed, would staying connected make you more honest? Like, be real with yourself. If this connection really is all of that in a bag of chips and this person's misunderstood and all this other shit, right? Would it make you a better person to stay connected to this person based off of their behavior patterns, things that they're doing, their life, their patterns, how their day to day, long term, being honest with yourself? Would it make you more honest? Would it bring your life more peace to continue to be connected to this person? Would you be more aligned with who you want to be in life? Like, does it align with your goals in the long term? Say you want to open a business. Would you be embarrassed to have this friend or this associate or this person at your front desk or in charge of customer service or in charge of anything in your business, to say the least? If the answer is no to these questions, then detachment is already the answer. So it's up to you to figure out what you gonna do. How much do you value your own existence at this point? I'll see you later, second sin, baby. Thank you for coming through. It's mind blowing. Nina says, Ashley, that made me sick to my stomach. How would it feel if it was one of your family members that broke my heart? Absolutely. That one says, I didn't know they actually posted her unaliving herself. That is just crazy for someone to do that. Yeah. Well, Rizzy did it on live. So it's out here, but I think for the most part they've kind of scrubbed it from the internet. Or then a lot of people have put like something over it, but that's not what they displayed. This was like just a video of someone having a Spider-Man hanging from a ceiling fan and just like spinning around in a circle. So it wasn't actually her. She was making fun of the death in that way. Love Chrissy says you will reap what you sow, and you will, every one of us. So, baby, sow the correct thing. I want to sow only good things, baby, because I need only good things to come back. Period. Like life already hard as it is. I don't need to make it harder. Sabrina says only the lucky get to watch. Lady Love says, actually, I literally just said this very thing on Jeannie's live last night. Oh, see, telling you that's good. Lady Love says, people, God don't work in deception. I'm telling you. Hey, Lasonda. Hey, baby. I love me some Miss Lasonda, honey. She gonna keep it a stack. I love her. Halloween says, karma is not man-made. You better preach, Ashley. I'm telling you. Don't let these people don't let these people have you looking crazy thinking that karma can just, oh, this person didn't do what I wanted. I'ma serve them the karma that they deserve. Bitch, you is done lost your mind. That is not how that goes. Like social media will say anything, y'all. Y'all gotta be smarter than a fifth grader when it comes to the shit that y'all seeing and witnessing here on social media because people be lying. And if you will believe a lie, they're going to tell you a lie. Shoot. Y'all done heard Jeannie say, it's up to y'all to go do y'all research. I'm just giving the information. Like if a blocker say that as a disclaimer, baby, you better be on your P's and Q's because clearly you know this finna come with some bullshit. Like, come on now. Like Jesus Christ. Um, that's why I took over a year off of these apps. I don't blame you. And you know what? You have to do what's best for you. Some people need to take a break like that. Or like myself, I personally just readjust the content and information I'm taking in. You know what I'm saying? Like I shift in that way, right? So I just get away from the toxicity or the negativity by watching other stuff that's more conducive to what I want to figure out in life, right? Like whether that's new skincare products or, just other information that I'm curious about or that may be beneficial to me. So Kim's reaction says, "Good morning, Ashley. You are so right. I think I spoke to you earlier, but hey, baby, you are speaking the truth, Ashley. Thank you, Robin. Joy Israel, I spoke to Joy. Lasandra says, I know you better be ready for one going to come about trying to set somebody up. Trust me, her day is coming with her jealous messy. Oh, girl, don't worry, Lasandra. Don't you even worry, baby. I'm telling you that, baby. Listen, so I'm convinced some people are not afraid of anything, and that is some of the most scariest people in the world. And not saying I'm like scared of them like in the physical, but I'm saying spiritually, that is a very scary thing for you to behave recklessly or so carelessly to where you just constantly sow bad seeds, right? Because one thing, and I think I said this earlier in my life that people don't understand is sometimes karma will skip your ass and hit your kids or hit your mama or hit your other relative, or you know what I'm saying? Like karma gonna hit you where it needs to hit you. You know what I'm saying? So if you care, even if you don't give a damn about yourself, do the right thing for the people you love, because you out here sowing bad seeds and you think you fine because your life is lining up and you're good, right? And solidified. And then boom, now something happened to your baby. I just sat here and watched on TikTok. There was this, I want to say he was Asian. He was like a pastor of a mega church or something. I want to say in California. His son fell ill. He had some like random strand of the flu, right? And he fell sick, like just was very sick, fevers, blah, 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 right? Goes to the ER, y'all, and ends up he needed surgery. He was in ICU. I mean, it was just all this other crazy stuff. I kid y'all not, his son passed away. Like, can you imagine? Like I just told y'all, my baby don't feel well. Can you imagine? Like I'm out here sowing bad seeds and my baby could pass away. God forbid. You know what I'm saying? But it's like people don't even think, they don't even think past their self. And that's a level of selfishness that I never ever want to be at or experience, because you not even thinking for the other people. If for nobody else, do it for the people you love or the people you say you love. Just be out here attacking people and doing all this crazy stuff. And the crazy part is it's dummies connected to it personally following that shit up. Like that shit can't spill over onto your life. Okay, see you later, Foxy. I'm about to get off, y'all. I promise. I know I don't want to be too long today, but I do appreciate y'all for the time that you can be here. I really do. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be careful with stuff like that. And this is why people don't understand spirits are transferable. I say it all the time. Spirits and energy is very much transferable. And you don't have to physically be standing beside somebody. If you are regularly engaging and connecting and all this other stuff with somebody who is on that type of time, what make you think that shit won't jump off onto you in your real life? That shit's crazy. Um, Me too. I immediately remove myself from any group chat. Right, Miss Spicy, like, no. That one says I don't do group chats at all, and my family hate when I remove. I'm telling you, Ashley has left the group, and it gives me good pleasure. Like, get out of here. As a matter of fact, I almost blocked it on my phone where you couldn't even send me a group chat, like a group text. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, text me individually. Damn, I don't want to be, because every time somebody texts, the phone going off. I ain't got time for that. I don't even like seeing all the notifications on my phone. Creature says, Karma only a bitch if you are. Do you hear me? You are going to determine the level of bitch that karma is going to be to you, baby. Mm-mm. Joy says, they may be worse, Miss Ashley. I'm telling you. Sabrina says, I want to be meaner. Mean people live longer because I'm way too. Girl, not you want to be meaner. Get out of here, Sabrina. I'm not playing with you today. Not you want to be meaner. Don't be meaner. You ain't got to be meaner, because you know that ain't necessarily nice either. Like, that ain't, you girl, no, because you don't want Miss Karma to be mean. So Creature says, I'm so at peace, been sleeping good as well. Do you hear me? I want a nap right now. Do you hear me, girl? Real one says, good morning. Sometimes the disrespect is the closure. Absolutely. I agree. I couldn't agree more. Sabrina says, with the whole stick on my back. Do you hear me? Sleep. Oh, you're talking to Creature. Okay. Let me see. Lasandra says, that's why I never really share my real life with some people. I tell you what I want. Exactly, Lasandra, or something that I don't mind being repeated, because it's sick out here. I don't get it. And to me, when it comes to stuff like that, Lasandra, I just feel like, what is the purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm innocent. I have done some exposures on people, but what you cannot say is that Ashley Chats is out here doxing people. You ain't seen me coming out here telling nobody's personal, like, real life business. The stuff I exposed was applicable to the saga. You know what I'm saying? Information or character flaws as it pertains to the saga, not somebody's real life stuff, they health conditions. Well, y'all know when I did the Surviving Nate live, I did make a statement, about, her, one of her medical conditions. But outside of that, like, you're not going to see me out here, you know what I'm saying, exposing people's, like, personal, private, invasive information just off some malicious shit. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. People go back and forth and all of that. But my thing is that the response should match, right? I cuss you out, you cuss me out. I call you a bitch, you call me a bitch. It shouldn't be I cuss you out, then bitch, you don't went and ran my criminal record. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not even a reasonable response. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it be blowing me. Oh, I can talk shit. I can poke at you. I can pop off. I can write shit on my community wall, but don't you dare respond, or else I'm going to ruin your real life. What the fuck be wrong with y'all? It's just crazy to me. Like, it don't match. The response should match. It's just crazy. But that just go to show you, like, people, I feel like people be looking for a reason to take it there. And you can't convince me that those feelings were not already there, because ain't nobody that you really care. I just told y'all, I have disconnected from people that I have met, through the saga or through the sector or whatever. It still is no need for me to come out here and put none of their personal business out here. For what? Because y'all don't talk no more? What? Just don't associate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just unnecessary. It doesn't match. But I feel like people do that and behave like that because it's a way to try to exert some level of power or control. Like, unfortunately, there's grown people on here who really believe that they can control people, or that they can tell someone how to behave, who to, what to do, what to say on their platform, how many times they can respond, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And it's just corny. It's corny. It's motherfuckers that'll pick with you and you wasn't even coming at their neck. Baby, I listen, I will ignore the fuck out of you, because especially when I know you just want to argue or you just want attention, baby, you're not getting none. You're not getting no damn attention from me. That shit's corny. Address that shit and move on. You ain't got to be doing all that corny. And then not only that, I wish a lot of the supporters and content creators out here would understand, people do shit that they think will trigger you. Even if that shit do trigger you, if you don't react, then they have nothing. The fire goes out. Y'all know how many times people don't post that damn picture of me? Oh, look, it's Ashley Max. It's Ashley Chat. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I done lost 12 more pounds since that picture, bitch. Whatever my back look like, that motherfucker been married for 20 years as of March. You think I care? People try to trigger you. They do things intentionally to trigger you. That's it. The best way to win in someone else's game, baby, is to not play. Let them motherfuckers talk to themselves. They sound crazy anyway. These people think the fucking community wall is a Twitter feed. Every fucking 10 minutes, 20 minutes, every hour, every 10 hours, every 2 hours, like, baby, please. The website for that is x.com. You got to do the work on self so that you're not triggered by the bullshit. Even if you do see it, don't be triggered. That's what they want. They want a reaction. They want attention. You have to starve that shit out. Then now what do they have? Nothing. The next mad bitch on here, I can assure you, they're going to post that same dried up, edited ass picture of me that was stolen, that was passed around, because they think that that gets under my skin. I don't give a fuck. You can post it wherever you want. Bitch, pay for it to be on a billboard. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Hey, Auntie Pimo. Good morning. How are you? That one says, I am the older sibling on both sides, and I swear it takes a lot out of you. Be the better and bigger person. I don't have a good relationship with my siblings, but I'm okay with that. I totally get it, that one. I'm the oldest too, and I ain't gonna lie, that shit do come with a lot. Love Christy says, right, Ashley, I'm social to an extent. I'm telling you, girl, I'm social on here. I ain't social in real life. I can't tell you none of my neighbors' names. I know them by face, but girl, please, no. And it's crazy because one of them I do their hair. It's a little girl that I do her hair regularly. Love Chrissy says, I don't need to talk to anyone every day. Okay. But this man I'm married to. And sometimes I'll be like, just giving him the side eye. When I get mad enough, I'll tell him, don't text my phone, I'm gonna block you. And he'll just look at me like, okay, you block me if you want to, and I'm paying the bill. No, nothing else in life. This man loves my crazy ass. I promise you. He loves me. Okay. Because I'm a lot to deal with. Period. Sometimes he just look at me and roll his eyes like, get out of here. That one says, family will murk you over will murk you over in the worst way. I have a daughter, husband, and close friends or associates who love me down in real life. I'm telling you, you just got to know who for you and move accordingly. Let's see. That one also says, sometimes siblings just don't get along, and it's okay because siblings have their own agendas. They will betray you in the worst way. Absolutely. Golden Girl says, me and my bestie might not talk for months, but we will pick right back up where we left off. Exactly. Miss Foxy says, I read a funny post on Facebook that read, y'all really talk to 15 people a day on the phone. Someone in the comments respond, man, please. 15 people a day. Girl, bye. Everybody will be left on scene. Because, girl, please. 15 people? No, ma'am, girl. My brain don't even work like that. Sierra says, the internet is a wicked place. Folks need to normalize logging off and leaving just that. Exactly, Sierra. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna push this live off until next week, but I was like, you know what? No, let me just go ahead and do the topic now because I think it's important now, or whatever. But trust me, I really believe in taking those social media breaks for real. They're very much needed on both ends, on all parties. But some people just, can't get enough. And if you ain't got nothing really going on in real life, hey, I mean, you got to be, if we're going to be real, for some people, this is the only extent of socializing that they get. And to be honest, for people like myself, that's enough. This is more than enough socializing for me. But then you have some people who it's not enough, right? And so that's why you got all the craziness that you're seeing unfold on here. Love Chrissy says, yes, if you don't like me, don't fake it. I agree. Nina says, so do I, Ashley. Home is my happy place. Absolutely, girl. I love being at home. Lord have mercy. Honestly, I be getting an attitude when I got to go anywhere that like outside of my normal schedule. Girl, ooh, no. Miss Foxy says they responded, if I talk to 15 people a day, I cut my phone off. I'm telling you, girl, everybody be blocked. Sabrina says, I can't even fake the cold. If I don't like someone, I have a very good reason why, and they become invisible. I'm the same way. I do wear my heart on my sleeve, but I do make sure that, like, I mean, I'm sure people know whether or not, y'all vibe or not, but I keep it cute and respectful because we're adults, but I'm definitely not going to fake it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people will fake like they like someone when they don't. I'm not that person either. So Brittany Tyner says, yes, exactly. Pretending to be someone that they're not, a sheep in wolf's clothing. Absolutely. Sabrina says, I heard yesterday, if they say they are not the problem, then why do they run from the conversation? Avoiding accountability is when the truth makes them look worse than who they are pretending to be. I agree. That one says, I have a bestie I have been friends with since 10 years. Oh, wow. And to this day, we may not talk for a month and we still be. That's amazing. Wow. Girl, I don't even remember who I was in. I don't know nobody I knew at 10 years old, child. I barely know my high school. I mean, I'm Facebook friends with a few of my high school friends, but hell, we don't talk. It's one, I think it's one, maybe two that I really keep up with. All the rest of them, girl, we just Facebook friends. That's it. Sabrina says a guy on Facebook made a video saying that, and I was like, who's stalking me? And how did he know I needed to hear that? That one says, Ashley, you better say that shit. Your marriage, because me and my husband are definitely loyal to each other. We hold each other down no matter what, and don't let anyone come in our circle. Absolutely. Girl, I love that man to death. Lord have mercy. I can't breathe, honey. He leaving next week for a couple of days, and I already got an attitude. I'm like, oh. Like, why? Why are you leaving? Well, of course it's for work. My husband travels often, actually. So whatever. I spent a lot of money, girl, so I can't complain, girl. Let that man work. Lysandra says, once again, I'm glad I didn't tell my life. I tell what I want to know. And why she holler broke supporters, baby. Everyone is surely not broke, baby. It's just people don't want to get. Absolutely, Lysandra. And then not only that, man, listen, the economy is out of control, okay? Because Lord knows, like I told y'all, I'm coming back to the States, and Jesus, girl, like trying to find a house that I want. I mean, I could get any of them, but it's like you ain't gonna just live anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, baby, please. The ones I want is just ridiculous. I'm like, why do it cost that much? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, if you want anything over 3 bedrooms, it's like ridiculous. I'm like, man, the economy out of control, right? So, and that's why I say, like, people should be grateful when supporters do, decide, hey, you know what? I would like to throw a tip. I'm going to throw a super chat or a super sticker or a cash app or whatever. It should not be like the expectation or the measure of whether or not someone supports you. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering a lot of us are kind of up under the same umbrella, and a lot of y'all support multiple of us at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of y'all that even have memberships to a lot of our channels and shit. Those are like automatic withdrawals every month. I think that's a great way to support a content creator. And that's why I have so much love for people who are members of my channel, because you don't have to be. That's like an automatic obligation, unless you end it. So, baby, listen, I take all support. Watch, a like, a share, like whatever it is that you feel like you are able to do as a supporter. Hey, like, I'm grateful, because baby, this economy out of control. Girl, I bought 2 little bags of meatballs for dinner, and I'm like, why these fucking bags are $7 each? Why? Like, how many meatballs in here? Girl, oh honey, I had a whole I was irritated because I'm like, these little baby bags of meatballs, like, why are they $7 each, girl? Like, that's crazy. One bag should have been 7 with more meatballs. Little bitty bags. Like, oh my God. So, baby, listen. People got to pay their rent. And it's crazy. Like, you want people to give and give and give. And then you'll make them motherfuckers content if they homeless. Like, get out of here, man. Let people do what they're gonna do. If they want to support, let them support in the way that they feel that they are able to support. Period. Be grateful. Nisha says just signing themselves up for for betrayal. Girl, I almost said Benadryl. Lord, I know it's time for me to get off this live. Feet swinging. Like I'm just waiting my turn. I'm telling you. Okay, Hot Wing says she had to go. What they say, my name Bennett, and I ain't in it. You hear me, Sierra? Girl, you better be Ray Charles. T Love says one thing for sure and two things for certain. When you dig one ditch, you better dig two. I'm telling you. I said it earlier. People think it's a game. Sabrina says that part actually always judging on someone else's experience or opinion. Okay. I think that's so corny. Because, like I said, anytime somebody starts trying to explain to me about somebody else or warn me about somebody else unwarranted, I ain't asked for no damn warning. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm in danger, like get your ass on. Especially because you mad or you had some kind of, issue or whatever. Like, baby, go on with that and your warning. Get out of here. Miss Fox says sometimes I think something is wrong with me because I just don't be giving a fuck about I just don't be giving a fuck about people enough to inquire about their life. Like I don't want to know anything about another woman if I'm telling you, like, girl, I got enough things to worry about. And you know what, Miss Foxy, my right hand to God. Well, she left anyway, but I know she'll be on the replay. But my right hand to God, even people I have connected with, I do not fish for people personal business. I don't. Now, if people share personal things with me, obviously we will dialogue, but I don't be like, I'm not going to form a connection and try to get information about your personal life. Like, for what? Girl, I got no shit going on in my own life. That's crazy. Hey, Lolita, baby. Happy Thursday. Miss Foxy says to get to know them. Other than that, I don't care. I'm telling you, like, girl, please. I got enough things to worry about. Look at Sabrina talking about who said that. Man, that is so funny to me on TikTok, that trend. They'll be like, who said that? Joy Israel says that was beautiful. Congrats to Love. Thank you so much. I love that man, honey. He's crazy still. My baby girl is 7. She came in here last night, was like, Mommy, I saw a picture of you and Daddy and y'all was really small. Were y'all sisters and brothers when y'all was little? I'm like, girl, get out my room. She was like, what? I'm like, girl, you can't marry your sisters and brothers? Like, get out of here, girl. Where you think you at? In the South? No, girl, that ain't my brother. Get out of here. My God. Cree says heavy on the day we'll find out. Do you hear me, Creeshaw? Okay. Golden Girl says I've been married 31 years and still in love. That is so beautiful. I love it. I ain't gonna lie, I really might do a marriage panel. I've danced around the idea a time or two, like just a topic of marriage, because there are like a good little crew of us that are married, or people who want to get married or had questions about marriage and stuff like that. So I might make that happen real soon and like drop the link and have people come up and share or whatever. Like, I think that would be cool. Creature says absolutely, and that's all I'm focused on, my marriage. Everything else is just noise, and it is. Girl, mute it. Sierra says, yep, human frequency is life. Miss Foxy says, I honestly want to have a conversation about a friend of over 20 years is moving, or am I just crazy? Don't get me wrong. I know better, but we have so much history. I need outside opinions. I may go live. Okay, Miss Foxy, if you do, we are definitely going to pull up, girl. You know we love you. Go live, girl. Let's talk. Sierra said, take us to church, Ashley. Girl, let me find out I was preaching earlier. Second Sense says, I don't know your story, but I will say history has always gotten so messed up for the wrong reasons. The memories in history can mess you up if you let it. That was the kicker for me. I agree. Anyways, I gotta hop off. Okay, she hopped off. Nisha says, I have never liked anyone more than myself, so I feel uncomfortable by. I'm telling you, baby, look, you only got one life to live. Why be miserable? That's why you're not gonna catch me on no diet. Girl, please. I'd be mad as hell if I ate a salad tonight and died in the morning. Bitch, what? I know you fucking lying. My last supper was a spinach salad. Oh, hell no. Girl, no, man. Miss me with that. I gotta lose weight and still be able to eat what I want. Period. It's just gonna take me longer. No, ma'am, girl. I want all my days to count. You serious? I'll be mad as hell. Sabrina says discernment is a gift, and if used correctly, it will save you so much. I'm telling you, it will. That one says marriage is a lot of work, but my husband is beautifully patient with me. Girl, listen, this man, yeah, patience is an understatement. Okay, I know he patient, and sometimes he'll look at me and just take a deep breath, and I just bust out laughing. He just turn around and walk out. Like, but listen, y'all, the first step in recovery is acceptance. Okay. I already told y'all I was a lot. Shit. He know what's going on. Like this man been dealing with me for 20 years. Like, wait, you can take all the deep breaths you want. You already know what time it is. You knew you married my crazy ass. Shit, I'm better now than before. Trust that. uh Sierra says, who raised some folks? Keep that village away. Absolutely. Brandy says, I'm very laid back, being an only child. I'm okay not being around people. Oh my gosh, Miss Brandy is an only child. Wow. That's crazy. I tell people all the time, karma may not hit you, but can and will come for someone close to you. That's a fact. And I witnessed it in real life. I'm telling you, it's not a game. And that's why I say, if for no other reason, baby, do right for the people you love, because you can end up getting them fucked up. Like that, man, crazy. Miss T says, this is some good content. The net is wild. Just log off if you're bothered. I'm like, are we grown here? Ooh, child. Right. And thank you so much, Miss T. I do try to come with some good topics that are applicable, not only to just this social media stuff, but just in real life. You know what I'm saying? So this one is not just as it pertains to YouTube, in real life, because you got to be real. Like there's some of us who are connected or was connected to people in our life that we knew we should not be connected to. Like we already knew that we needed to exit stage left, and we stayed way too long, and we'll make excuses for it because the detachment is uncomfortable, right? And or we just have so much love and or loyalty to this person for whatever reason that we struggle with making that choice. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can do more damage holding on for longer than you are supposed to than to just let it go. I'm sure all of y'all have seen the picture floating around on social media of like a hand holding on to rope, and the hand is like bleeding and red and all this other stuff, right? Because that's the depiction of it. Like you can do more damage to yourself holding on to something that you know you need to let go and release, but you won't. So now you got more damage. If you let go sooner, when you know you need to let go, then there's less damage. There's less healing involved. So, but you can talk to people, say they blue in the face, and they'll still do some stupid shit, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink it. So Brandy says, I'm very observant of people. I watch how people move in real life and on social media. There's some very shady, messy people on social media. I agree, Brandy. I agree. And I'm not going to lie, as a content creator, it's something I personally struggle with, because the thing is, right, like we always talk about like women empowerment, like we need to stick together as Black women, things like that, right? And so that is something that is always in the back of my mind, contrary to what has transpired here on the app or whatever. Ultimately, I would love to be in good places with honestly all content creators if possible, right? But I understand realistically that is not possible. And so the thing that I struggle with the most is like, you can want to support someone because you have love for them as a person, right? Like, like sometimes we have love for people based on what we know they can be, right? Their potential or whatever, right? Because if we're going to be honest, all these people that have platforms have potential. It just looks different. Like we all have different talents. We all have different, everything, right? And so it makes it hard to support some people, even though you got love for them, because it doesn't align with you spiritually, or it doesn't align with you morally. And that may not be all the time, but if more times than not, it's always some bullshit going on, it makes it harder to support, because some people care about what they are seen supporting, or where they're seen, right? And so if it's always bullshit, Like you could take, like I see people all the time saying like, oh, I always watch from the bushes. I've seen it on multiple platforms, but I'm falling out the bushes today. Or I've been a long time supporter of you. I just never comment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's a reason for that because people don't feel comfortable with commenting in an environment that may be chaotic or doesn't align with them morally speaking. You know what I'm saying? So I personally struggle with always showing support depending on what the content is, even though I may strongly, care about the content creator and really have love for them because I'm also a content creator. And like I told y'all on my live yesterday and the day before that, recently in the last few months, I have gotten several messages where people finally feel comfortable enough to reach out to me and say, hey, you know what? At one point, I didn't like you because of this, or I stopped supporting you because I saw you as that. You know what I'm saying? And it stings because then I have to, like I tell y'all, I do often self-reflect because now it's like, wow, what behavior or what image was I displaying on the app, whether I was in a chat, whether I was on a live stream, whether I did a video, whatever it was, where did I misrepresent myself to the point where people felt like they needed to unsubscribe or that I no longer aligned with, with them for whatever reason, right? Because if I once aligned with you or you once felt like, I had something to offer, right? Like you got something from my platform or whatever, and then you stop feeling that, you know what I'm saying? Now I got to self reflect and be like, where did I go wrong? Like, where did I steer off to the left or the right? And that's why I be saying all the time on my platform, like as content creators or people who have a platform anywhere, whatever you want to label yourself, right? You have to be aware of things that you're saying and doing on the platform. And the crazy part is people don't care. Why? Because subscribers come and go, right? So say you unsubscribe today, but I got another subscriber today. If I didn't check my analytics and I check it later on, my number to me looked like it didn't change when really I did lose somebody. And I didn't just lose anybody. I lost somebody who really at one point supported me for a legit reason. You know what I'm saying? So that matters to me. So I really try to pay attention to how I present because at one point I can be honest and say I didn't always think that through. I just like whatever, I do what I want. Like I'm grown. If I want to say this or I want to laugh at this or you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, God ain't through with me yet, baby, because y'all still gonna see me in the chat trolling. Y'all still gonna see me in the chat laughing, depending on the topic. If the shit funny, I'm gonna laugh. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also very much aware and I try to keep to the forefront of my mind, like, okay, people are watching you. Like you got supporters everywhere, even though it may not be in this quote unquote sector. I could be in another live chat that's not a part of this sector. It don't mean that I won't be seen. You know what I'm saying? And that can set an image about who you are as a person in somebody's mind. And people don't think about that. And even if they do, they don't take it serious because some people don't value their reputation. I do. I care about my reputation and I also care about what am I telling people or what am I giving or feeding people that are coming on my platform? Am I giving them bullshit every time they click on a live or they watch a video or whatever? Is it draining? Did I help their day? You know what I'm saying? Or did I make that shit worse? Is it every time I go live, people like, oh hell, what's wrong now? I don't ever want my platform to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be like, oh shit, Ashley Chats is live. Let's see what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So again, and we're not all on that same, playing field, but it made me think about that when I read Miss Brandy's comment, how she says, I'm very observant of people. I watch how people move in real life and on social media. Content creators, if you're watching or you catch the replay, baby, there you have it. People are watching. People are watching. So keep that in mind. Joy says, Show Lee is. Joy, that is so funny. I be trying to say it like you when you be live. I read that in your voice because that's exactly what you say on your live. That is so funny. Love Chrissy says, right, I have my own stuff to worry about. Hey, Miss J Jones, honey. Happy Thursday. She said, wait a minute now. The South thing ain't doing shit like that. You wrong for that, friend. I heard you. And yes, I keep telling people do married topics. Okay, I'm going to do it, Miss J. My bad, Miss J, girl. You know it's all love, baby. But come on, Miss J, let's not. We ain't gonna act like we ain't heard that about people in the South. Like I didn't just pull that out my ass. Like we have heard that, but maybe it's just a rumor. Um, says, "Oh shoot, you still alive? What I missed? Because you sound like you trolling." You know, I'm gonna have a moment or two to troll, but I brought it back. Miss Brandy says, "I've been married twice. My husband is my best friend, 24 years and going strong. That's beautiful." Miss J says, "Girl, what you said, we need our days to count, honey." I'm telling you, please. Brandy says, "I don't understand how people get so invested in complete strangers. We don't know these people. When they show you who they are, move accordingly." That's what I'm saying, Miss Brandy. And I'm glad you said that as well, because I move very cautiously now, even with content. I try not to get too far in. I've noticed a few people be like, "Oh, why don't you report on Carmelo Anthony anymore? Oh, you haven't done videos on this case in a while or whatever." Because again, I do a lot of self-reflection when things happen, right? I was very heavily invested and involved in the LaTruth saga. And that shit to me, it didn't do nobody good, to be honest. Like that shit stressed people out, people tore people down and all. And I feel like that's why we're still witnessing some of these people still trying to tear people down. Like it's just become the thing because that shit was birthed with that LaTruth saga, right? So I have promised myself, I don't care what story I report on, I am not going to get too emotionally connected or invested in the story to the point where I'm vlogging, and now it's a war. I'm not about to fight with no content creators about no story. Never again. That's not going to happen. If y'all notice, I had dropped a video about the Tyrone Davis story yesterday. And then when I was going around to some of the content creators in the sector, I noticed they had already done a video on it or a live on it or whatever. I immediately deleted it. Why? Because we don't need 25 people reporting on the same stories at the same times, right? And this is why it's so hard for content creators to come out from under the same umbrella. And it keeps looking like we're all a part of this sector or imaginary sector. It's going to look like that if we all keep reporting on the same stories. So I deleted it. And no shade, I was a little salty because I had worked hard on that damn video on the edits and stuff. But again, like if we're all kind of supporting one another or we see each other in different chats and all of that, it's not going to be exciting or no new news if we all giving the same damn story. How many ways can you tell one story? You know what I'm saying? So there are stories that I still follow and keep up with, but I'm not going to get so emotionally invested to where I feel like I got to report every second of every minute of every day of the story and make it and become a part of this rivalry or who can post it first or who can put it out first or who can put it out the best or who can get the most number. I'm not doing that shit. I don't have time for that. And I don't have the energy or the mental brain power to do that. I'm not going to do that because to me, the important thing is the story getting out. The stories are for awareness. You know what I'm saying? It's not a battleground to try to put out stuff first or put out stuff the most or whatever. And that was the vibe that I experienced with this LaTruth saga. And it just became a big ass mess. So I have promised myself that even if I do consistently report on a story, it's not going to be so consistent to the point where I can't miss a second or a detail of a story because I got to hurry up and go live before somebody else, or I got to hurry up and put the video out before somebody else so that I can look like I'm top dog, or I can create little beefs that ain't even there and start arguing and bickering. Like, I don't care. The name I want on the app is the name I got, and that's Ashley motherfucking Chats. That's the name of my channel. Period. I don't need to be the king, the goat, the mammal, the giraffe, or no story, baby. I just want to be Ashley motherfucking Chats. Period. Bringing awareness to stories and giving y'all some real deal, Holyfield, real life tips and jewels that you can use in your everyday life. That's it, and that's all. Okay. And will there be stories, some stories I touch on more than others? Absolutely. But again, it's not going to come from the same place that we all looked at and experienced with this LaTruth saga, because that shit didn't end well for nobody and is still spewing over on content creators and family members and loved ones connected to the LaTruth saga. I ain't got time for that demon shit no more, baby. I don't want none of that. So if you see a video and it disappear, trust me, it's probably because Too many people on it already. I can go find some other content to put out here and make awareness of something else. Point blank and period. So thank you for that comment, Miss Brandy. Queen Unique says, I appreciate when fellow content creators show that it matters to them who supports them and they actually value the content they bring to the airway. Exactly, Queen Unique. And that's why I say I love who love me. Like, I think that's the best way to describe it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show love as much as I can to all those who show love back to me. And of course, we not perfect and we not human. And to be honest, I ain't on here all the time. But trust the plus. If I see you live or I seen a replay or something like, oh, trust, I'm pulling up and I'm watching straight up. As long as it ain't some shit that's gonna drain my energy or that other extra shit. Queen Hudson says, great live. Thank you so much, baby. Flipside says, that's why yesterday I said your season on YouTube, not because of a story. Exactly, Flipside. Thank you so much, for sure. Actually, I enjoy your content. Thank you so much, Brandy. And I enjoy your comments. I think it was so nice to see. I saw you on a panel. I think it might have been Miss D's panel about the Romika case. And I was like, oh my God, Brandy's up there. But you're just as intelligent and empowering as you are in my comments. So it was so nice to see you on a panel, like live. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's on the panel. Brittany says, yes, that story was so sad. Yeah, for sure. So anyway, y'all, that wraps up my live. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I'm not trying to be on here for 4 hours today, but I do love y'all. I appreciate y'all, all the engagement. I hope you were able to get something for this live, and I hope that you are able to self-reflect in your real life if this is something that is applicable to you, and that you're able to find whatever peace or confirmation that you need to make whatever choice you need to make so that you can keep moving forward with your life. Like, real talk. Queen Unique says, I just be in my own little world on my channel. No storylines, no breaking down a story. It's just turning up, going outside and telling y'all my business. I love it here. I know that's right, baby. That's why I said, just whatever your square is, baby, stand on it. I ain't gonna lie. I think I would be more open to sharing my life if I didn't see all this docs and shit and weird shit going on online. But girl, please, I don't want them to know shit. I don't even want you to know what color my door is on my house. Like, these people weird as shit. I don't want you to see what the grass look like. I don't want you to see my driveway. I don't want you to see nothing, period. Because people weird. It's sad. You can't, I just don't feel comfortable with sharing my life. Like, these people is strange as hell. For real. Like, the lengths people will go to interfere with someone's life. Queen Hudson says, I unsubscribed from several and stopped supporting because too much drama and mess. Everybody is not with all the drama. I'm like Brandy, observing, watching, very selective who chat's going. I don't blame you, Queen Hudson, and I definitely encourage you to continue to protect your peace. Absolutely. Auntie Pimo, y'all love me some Pimo. Pimo be cracking the whip, y'all, and I love her to death. So anyway, y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I know some of y'all may have missed the beginning of the live. Definitely want to catch the replay because that's where I did the most of, what my topic was about and things like that. But at any point that you were in the live, I hope you were able to get something from the live. And I will catch y'all again in the near future on a live stream again when I have something of value to bring to you guys. I have another topic that I'm working on right now, but I just don't know which day I'm going to do the live stream. But I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through and kicking it with me for these 2 hours. At whatever point you were in the live, please make sure you hit the like button for me if you have not already on your way out. And thank you so much, Brittany. She says, great live. I appreciate it so much. But anyway, y'all go be great. Have a great Thursday. Protect your peace and protect your energy. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all on my next one.